Well, hello there, and welcome back to Blades in the Dark. Rejoining the Falcon voice. Hello.
Run away.
Oh,
Run away to the double sneaky room. Quick reminder, we're no longer at war with the Billhooks. They're kind of doing their thing. Their boss man is further stuck in jail for quite some time, so we don't need to worry about him. Kim, you have your list of worries and such. Obviously, Ogre's in the middle of helping, assisting a certain something. So what is our focus for this session?
Hey, that reminds me. I came up with we forgot something important about what we could do with those extra bodies that are dumped into the ocean right now.
Uh-huh.
You remember that body-eating plant we found?
yes,
Yeah.
the one that we removed, which is probably also one of the reasons why there's suddenly more of them.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we kept a portion, didn't we?
Yes,
We sold it, I thought.
we sold most of it. I think we kept a few, but
Yeah, I think we kept a little bit just in case we needed it.
Yeah.
So we can temporarily reroute some bodies there.
yeah, I mean, the bigger issue is that, people are being kidnapped and used for some weird-ass ritual right now.
Yeah, but for all the already existing dead bodies before we can solve the cause.
I mean, for solving the cause, we can probably, alert the group that disposes of spirits. What are they called?
Spirit Wardens, I believe.
The spirit wardens, and tell them there's something funky going on in that room. You should raid it. And then they'll burst in and see like weird rituals and kill everyone inside.
That is a good idea.
We don't have to lift a finger.
This
We
is
do.
true.
Can we do like an anonymous tip?
Realistically, you guys can. Let me check something real quick to see exactly how they function as a society.
I mean, we still need to find out who the group technically is, because they aren't the gondoliers at least.
Something you do know is that the Spirit Wardens are relatively close to the Deathland Scavengers, and while it's very difficult to get in contact with the Spirit Wardens or anything, you guys can very much use this avenue to, as you said, leave a little tip, and they might take it slightly more seriously if it were to come through the vines from the Deathland Scavengers. So you guys could definitely do that if you wanted to.
Would it give a positive swirl to the Deathland Scavengers as well? More leeway for them to make negotiations?
It could very much help, yeah. They are allies, but, actually assisting your allies is always a positive thing.
Yeah. As far as we know, like the Deathland Scavengers are effectively forced to be what they are.
Correct. Unfortunately, they're more forced by the Blue Codes and Iron Hook Prison, which is unassociated with the Spirit Wardens.
Yeah.
And boosting my allies works for me, as long as they're not at a risk of turncoating later.
I mean, we could also have them tell it to the Blue Coats and make it like a signed or a combined effort or something.
Also, Demons, you started to say that we need to figure out who's behind this. And I agree, because if we don't find the actual, spearhead,
Yeah.
leader, planner guy, then he could just start it up later again.
Yeah, because we still don't know what technically is happening, what they're trying to do.
All right, excellent. With this, we'll go ahead and we'll burn this wound close, if you will. We can say that your group definitely leaves this little bit of information, and it slinks its way through the grapevine and eventually does indeed reach ya boys. And when it does, well, let's just say, do you guys want to be close by when the place gets raided, or you just want to hear about it?
I guess I would ask Richter if he can take a closer look himself, or him or one of his crew, I guess.
I want to be nearby.
But mostly for the reason to gather some information, see if they can find out what was going on, or hear some stuff from the wardens.
All right. So I will say this. When the wardens bust in, they're going to do so, and they're going to keep this as quiet as humanly possible. It's just going to get taken care of.
I want to be nearby to see if there's anyone who actually managed to escape, like through a back alley or porthole. I don't know.
I mean, you do know about the secret entrance, so...
Exactly.
Okay. If you guys want, you can
They know about the secret entrance.
whatever.
I'm sure one or two of them does.
Like, would we be able to keep someone watching the door? And if someone leaves, we know.
Yeah, whatever you guys decide to tell them. If you want to say, hey, there's some shenanigans going on down in this location, etc., etc., here's all the information that we know. Don't ask us how we know this. And then Richter and group can say, hey, we know something. They can have someone down in the catacombs. They can have people, bust their way straight on in, what
Yeah,
have
that's actually
you.
a good one. Have them bust in through the catacombs.
Yeah.
During
And-
one of their sermons, quotation marks.
Kim, you can kind of, I won't have you roll to prowl, Kim. We know how dark it is down there. We can just say it's quiet, and you're trying to be quiet. If you want to hang out down there, up to you.
Realistically, would it be possible for me to gather some, warden attire and have Kim go in undercover? with the disguise kit and stuff. Get a closer look.
So that's definitely something you can do, but the Wardens are a very, very, very secretive society. Like, nobody knows who anyone in the Spirit Wardens are. So this is definitely possible.
Would I let her is the question.
Yeah, so you know it's dangerous, I guess, to be clear. That's definitely up to you. In order to accomplish this, we'll say it's going to require some amount of stress. Effectively, in a flashback-esque acquire asset type deal. Realistically, depends how much you want it.
Yeah.
Just because it is hard.
Yeah, we do also have the bonus for acquiring assets anyway, so...
Indeed.
I want to say in that case, I'd probably try to find out the identity of a specific one and attempt to impersonate him or her.
We don't know the identities, that's the point of the bonus.
I'm going to go with the book on this one, and it just says you can't find out their identities. So finding out the identity of a Spirit Warden would be like, not a whole campaign, but it would be a whole other thing. It is as dark as they can keep it.
Yeah, it makes it easier because they don't know who you are either, and
Right.
they never can find out.
So realistically, that
Hang on.
Assuming it's possible for us to, get the clothing from.
So they don't know each other from each other?
they have code names. So as long as you can dress like one and speak like one, you're fine. They won't ask you to take your mask off and say, confirm that you're actually Sally. As long as you can pretend to be someone else, Kim, you're good. And you're good at that, so.
I can do some background work to find out stuff like that. What kind of code names they use, basically.
What are we trying to gain by sending me in directly, though?
Find out what the group was doing and potentially some names or associations.
Oh, so I'm just going to be like listening in and helping out?
Like, you're basically going to be doing Spirit Warden shit, except you're listening.
All right, that's perfectly reckless for dear old Kim.
Then this time I won't put you under a contract. I trust
This
you.
time.
Yes, please don't, because this could go anyway. Frankly, I'm kind of wondering if this is a little too reckless for even reckless Kim.
Desmond is definitely paranoid, but he wants to know what it is.
You'll be
'Cause,
fine,
information
Kim.
is power. We can also send
Thanks.
Ogre instead,
We can trust Ogre.
obviously. This is his element.
Totally.
Spirit
I am
Warden shit.
definitely putting on some really thick makeup, by the way.
Well, you're wearing a mask, so.
Close enough. I'm wearing makeup underneath, just in case.
So you're wearing
Also
makeup on the
assuming-
mask.
Assuming I can, gather the equipment.
Would
Ugh.
you like my spirit mask?
Draw a face on the mask.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Smiley
Can you
face.
can you like tinker it into the mask?
No. I
Such
refuse.
lies. Such lies. Do it. Come on.
No.
Why? It would be useful
No.
and handy. Come on.
No. I
Don't be
mess
lazy.
with I don't mess with the spirit mask. It stays how it is.
Wait, hold up. You only have one. You can't make a second one?
I don't think I can make more. Can I?
That would be
You should
acquiring
get-
another asset, basically. And it's a particular item. It's like a key item
Oh, all right.
that's
It
unique to
stays
Ogre.
how it is.
So we can do this a multitude of ways. I will say because of the difficulty of what this is, we'll treat it two different ways. We'll treat it as an acquire asset, so that'll cost 1 coin. I can just pull from the crew if that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the person doing this will also treat it like a flashback, because this is going to be a whole ordeal that you're doing off to the side rather than role playing it out. Because it could, like I said, take a hot second. It'll just cost 2 stress. So
I shall
realistically,
take it.
okay, that works. And you said we get +1 die when acquiring an asset.
Yes, I think we have what it's called.
Pack rat.
Pack rats, yeah.
Yeah. My favorite card. Alrighty, so I will roll 3 die as the acquire asset to basically see how good this bad boy is.
It is a 3-die.
Tier is 2 +1. So yeah, that's a critical success.
Princess, yeah.
Okay, so man,
I managed to find a literal authentic suit that was just issued.
what?
Yes.
Whenever I roll for you guys, I notice I don't do so high. I think that's the first time I've crit for the team, so you're welcome.
It smells so good.
If there's a time you needed it, now is it,
It
because
smells good.
these need to
Yeah, it's
look
brand new.
these
Yeah,
need to look
that-
helpful.
that new, brand new smell.
It has like that just wash ectoplasm smell,
Oh God.
Like Ogre would probably love it.
So if anything, there was a new initiate, and prior to them actually getting their uniform, we'll say, Ogre, you're able to talk your way around, and effectively somehow it ended up in your hands rather than theirs, but they're who they are, so they'll eventually get that taken care of. As it hasn't been worn by anyone, it's not necessarily missing. It's like, oh, we did order this uniform, didn't we? Huh, weird. So they're not going to think anything of it. It's more like papers got pushed the wrong direction. So no suspicion towards your group at all.
Can we?
We are keeping this, by the way.
What am I? Yeah, obviously. What am I trying to say? Can this also include if there are any, like hand signals or certain code words that I should know to? Hey, I'm legit, not faking it.
It comes with the Spirit Warden guide, little guidebook in a pocket.
Yes, the guidebook.
Indeed, yeah. Of course, came with one. You are an initiate.
I mean that there should be secret code, like somethings, right?
I mean, probably. You should read the manual, I guess.
Damn it! Good thing I'm a fast reader.
I mean, you do specialize in this, so yeah. Okay, so I'm not gonna have you roll stealth or anything realistically, unless you wish to speak with people or like squeeze extra information out. We'll say that you guys know precisely the day they're going to do this, and well, it kind of just happens. They try to keep it as low key as humanly possible. Would you have hinted that it's better to sneak in through the catacombs or through the front door?
I would have definitely told Richter about the catacombs, and did we manage to like find out when they do specific things? When people basically disappeared and died?
It's definitely random, but as long as you keep an eye open, you should be able to find something. So this definitely took us a week or so that there's been indeed some downtime while this is going on. So if you guys mention the catacombs, they are 100% going to take that route because they need to keep quiet.
I was gonna ask, do the spirit wardens usually take the back routes like that? Because if so, then yes.
It depends. So if there's a body, they'll go straight to it. Obviously, this is if anything, it looks like someone is rebelling is the wrong word, but fighting against the system, and they don't want that to look like it's an actual problem. So they're going to try to keep this on the down low.
I mean, I'll definitely mention at least that they have found a way to circumvent the bell, which should get your attention, and like, I don't know, leave some hints about how he got in through a underground catacomb tunnel or something.
Right, and that's very troubling to them, so they're going to 100% keep to the shadows. And Kim, you're able to sneak in with this group fairly easily. We'll say a reasonable amount of time has passed so that they probably have a new group of people there. The old ones are, they most likely been moved out already. And like I said, we're going to try to keep this as quiet as possible. So joining this, Kim, Desmond, where would you be located?
I mean, if Kim is going on, I'm definitely keeping watch of stuff, so...
Okay, like up top?
Yeah, I would be near one of the exits for the catacomb, I guess.
Okay, and Ogre, how about you?
In view of the building, preferably.
I'd probably just do the same as Desmond.
Perfect. So this is going to be a fairly quick operation, because we do know that the Spirit Wardens are quite potent in what they do. They know what they're doing. They don't mess around. So quickly hustling into this building, Kim, you blend in with little to no issue.
Ooh, it's kind of exciting to sneak into this super secret organization.
Do these Spirit Warden suits come with, like, trinkets or anything, by the way? Or is it just a suit? Might be useful for Ogre to explain to Kim how things work, basically, if it is.
Probably just the basic suit for now. Any weird, crazy tools would have been given later down the line, but nobody knows that you guys took this suit, or that it's even missing, really, is the boon. And it is as official as possible. Like I said, you guys can keep it. I already added it to your group inventory, effectively, in the Twilight Triad. So you guys have the suit forever, basically. Kim, as you and this group sneak in, like I said, you give very quick orders of, we're going in, we're going to squash this problem, you guys all know what to look for, we're going to move out. And then everyone just kind of gives a quick nod. And with that, they quietly file down into the catacombs, moving on through. You guys see your wonderful little pile of wood off to the side. Looks like they didn't bother reclosing this door. So someone else taking the lead, they open said door, begin to ascend the steps that you have ascended before Kim. And, well, up ahead, the door is indeed locked. The person in the lead turns back, gives a quick nod, holds their hand up as someone sneaks up around them, and begins to quietly pick at the lock. You notice they're not using like a standard pair of lockpicks. There's something special going on there, but you can't really get a good eye on it, Kim. And after a second, it clicks open quietly, and they wait and they listen, and then the door opens without a sound. You can hear murmured discussions going on, and it sounds as if they're not in the first room where they were just kind of talking to these poor folk. Instead, they're in the eatery hall. You get the motion to move forward and go straight to the hall. Following on up.
Yes, sir.
All right. Is your intent to stay as close as possible to the group at all times?
For now, yes.
And with that, you all move on in, and it sounds as if they've just begun once again. You're not entirely sure. They slink on forward, and as you guys pass the room that you know is a small barracks, that door slightly opens, and you see someone that is, well, incredibly tired. They're kind of rubbing their eye, and they're holding a little flame right in front of your group. This person's maybe like a foot from you, Kim.
So what's the guidebook tell me is standard procedure on witnesses?
If you don't wish to deal with it, you know the person next to you is 100% going to. They're already going for their knife.
I'm going to stand back. I'm the newbie. I think it's okay if I stand back.
And in that slight moment of hesitation, somebody moves in, silent as death, mouth covered, throat slit. Somebody else moves in to keep everything situated and quiet. They pull him into the hallway. They don't expire immediately, but they kind of hold this person down to make sure they can't make any noise, and they just sort of bleed out slowly. They give a nod while allowing the door to slowly close. Apparently nobody else in there was awake at the moment. Perfect.
So the spirit wardens aren't afraid to just murder someone real quick. Hmm.
On the scenario. And then, once again, just like with the prior door, another pause. And it sounds as if the exaltation is dying down now. Strange.
Oh no, that's bad.
Another pause. They nod to each other, knowing that, well, whatever's in here is technically and currently unknown. They give a quick countdown, and you know, Kim, from your prior rundown that they're going to go in quickly, not necessarily loudly, but they're not going to be quiet when they open this door. They're going to swing it open, not kick it open. They're going to swing it, run in, and not dispatch as many people as possible, but capture as many people as possible.
You said that I have to I have to bring my own tools, right? Like they didn't come with the outfit.
So you have your weapons, and they're going to blend in just fine. You don't have like the spirit extraction tools and like the ghost capturing shit on you.
Would they have provided people capturing equipment?
Yes, if anything, they gave you a pair of shackles. That would definitely help with that. It really depends on what role you wanted, but you're going to be expected to fulfill this role. What would you have asked for?
All right, well, it's either ghosts or the crazy cultists, so I would have chosen the cultists.
Then they indeed gave you a pair of shackles. You'll be expected to basically dispatch someone and knock them out as quickly as possible and shackle them up.
I'm good at that.
Excellent. With a quick 3, 2, 1, they swing the door open. It swings hard, but makes no sound. Maybe they cast something on it, who knows? But they rush in. Instantly, the sight before you is definitely something to behold. You saw a glimpse of this prior, Kim, of them eating and just in rapturous exultation of just all the feelings all at once. And once again, you get that spine-tingling fingers just barely glancing over the hair on your arm, just all over your body. And the scene before you is a new group of individuals, all dead, around this table. And they've died in various ways. A lot of them have engaged in carnal desires and died midway through. There is blood everywhere, whether from scratches, puking blood, puking up the food. Their bodies look twisted and malformed, and this is not the way they looked before, and you know that for a fact. There's something odd, as in like their shoulders are bulging in weird ways, and there's like scales and feathers and parts growing on their bodies that just should not be there, almost as if extra limbs were attempting to grow where they most definitely did not belong.
Is this familiar? Have we seen it or heard of it before?
It's difficult to place it instantly, but there are indeed many cults that worship many gods, dead or otherwise, spread throughout all of Duskwall. So you've heard of this. You've heard of rituals like this, maybe not this specific ritual. And there are various ways to appease these gods and devils.
Well, it's a starting point.
Very much so. And very quickly, you see the individuals in the red robes with the white stripes, completely in shock. One of them was still holding the candlestick. And you get someone motioned to you, Kim, and they point to that guy with the candlestick that's in shock. And you know that means you grab him, as some go to the left, some go grab to the right. The others in the back are going to look at the dead bodies to make sure they're actually dead, not going anywhere. And you see someone in the middle that has this strange, like black crystal that they have their hands on. And it's difficult to tell because it's behind this table. They're not perturbed at all with this invasion. The person sitting in the middle is just sitting, robes on, hood pulled back, and they're looking up toward the ceiling. And they're chanting ever so slightly. And you're instructed to go get the guy across the room. What do you do?
I instantly obey.
All right.
But I'm keeping an eye on the guy in the middle.
As you charge for this individual, he seems completely shocked and is not instantly going to lash out at you. What does that do?
Can I go for a solar plexus punch? You know, the one that knocks all the air out and perfectly knocks you unconscious if possible?
You definitely can.
It's probably more of a wreck move, though, isn't it?
If you're going for, like, really, really, really smash this guy, wreck definitely makes sense.
Isn't it like a pretty significant or advanced technique?
Yeah, if you're going for,
Because
like,
you need to hit them just right.
if you're going for precise movements that are close range, finesse works perfectly fine.
All right, yeah, I want precise close.
I'm pretty sure if you hit them there with wreck, you might end up like rupturing their entire insides.
That's fair.
You strike this individual, and you see just the light leave their eyes for a second. They're not meant for fighting. 100% not. He shakes a bit and drops the candles. As they fall, it lands on something that is, unfortunately, quite flammable and begins a small fire in the room. Remember, at any time, you can resist any complication.
Is the fire complication I need to be concerned about right now?
Not this very second, but it's going to be a fire that's growing. Remember, you can always just roll to resist if you wish. Totally up to you.
Can I yank his body onto the fire?
You very much can. Yes.
To smother it, I hope, or
Yeah, to smother it.
Yeah.
Burn him alive.
I assume it hasn't gotten that big yet.
No, it's only just begun. It's actually burning someone else's robes, and they kind of move, and then the fire sort of jumped over to basically the tablecloth. But it's close enough by that you can stop it if you wanted to. You're kind of picking up and throwing him on over to it.
Yes.
All right, he's full boneless. What are you rolling?
Full boneless.
He is a boneless boy.
Oh man, I don't think I can make finesse work for this one.
Nope, this is strength. You got to pick this boy up.
Okay, is that wreck or skirmish?
I would say skirmish. Wreck doesn't really make sense.
I
unless you're
have
like-
0 bips in skirmish.
I mean, honestly, I don't think any of them make sense for this, but
Either's fine, realistically. And remember, you have allies here. You can ask one of them for assistance. They can't give you die, but they can help with effect.
I'm the newbie. I should be showing off, right?
if you want to do another finesse, you can probably there's probably drinks on the table as well, right?
Yeah.
Grab something from the table and throw that at the fire.
I also think I should probably toss him onto it because I'm going to yank his arms behind his back and then shackle him right immediately after. What's the devil's bargain?
Ah, yes.
The summoning completes.
Oh, no.
The devil's bargain is that you starting this fire is going to distract your team for a moment. They're not going to question you, but you might have some people that were further engaged with something else attempt to assist you, and it's going to slow down whatever they're working on.
I accept.
Critical ones, here we go.
Okay, do you want me to do skirmish or wreck?
No.
You can choose. It's fine. They're both very similar.
Note, I can't assist you in this.
Yeah.
Unless I flashback something, but...
Oh, man.
I mean, skirmish is
I'm
wrestling.
fine with
so-
that.
Oh, my God.
You're fine.
You got it.
Lucky.
All right, no consequence whatsoever. Just full on. You got it. All right, you pick this bad boy up, and you're able to. You put your legs in it, and you pick this boy up and just like flop him onto the fire, instantly extinguishing it. Everyone pauses for but a moment to kind of help you, and they give you a look of like, well, okay, obviously they're wearing masks, but their body language is very much, are you good?
Quick nod.
And in this, I want to ask for a roll for this. You're able to quickly shackle this individual and kind of push him into the floor, and he like twitches and shakes a bit. And as he does, you can tell that he is definitely, he's not knocked out, but he is not going anywhere, definitely. Once again, these guys are not meant for combat. A good maybe 3-4 feet from you is the individual in the middle with the crystal. And looking past him and looking to this smorgasbord of death, you see that some of the bodies have begun to twitch ever so slightly.
Say what? Okay, what's the room? Does anyone need help or can I go for the guy in the middle?
One of the cultists pulled out a weapon, and he's currently tangled up with one of your cohorts. He should be fine. These guys are quite competent. If you wish to help, you're more than welcome to do so. But everyone else seems preoccupied with looking to you to make sure this fire is out, and the bodies are not twitching. That's also a problem.
All right, so the fire is probably higher priority. Is it still small enough to splash whatever on it?
Oh, fire's gone. You took care of it.
Oh, I did? Okay.
Yeah, they looked at you as if like, fire what? And then it's gone. They're like, okay. So
I'm going to make myself... Hey, who's that newbie? Sorry,
You'll
real
never know.
newbie.
I mean, you are a newbie at this point.
Okay, so the guy who's struggling, is there a quick opening for me to send like a knife into a leg?
yes,
Not a sausage?
Not a sausage.
they're close by.
Unless there is a sausage available. Is there a sausage available?
Oh my god. I shouldn't have said anything.
Yes.
Critical success, you hit him in the throat and he chokes.
On a sausage that he was eating. So you still hit my
Yeah.
sausage somehow.
Oh my god.
You can tell that you can 100% throw one of your knives from here. Because there's an ally nearby, I was going to say it would normally be, because of this issue, it'd be limited effect because of where you are in positioning, but I'll jack it up to standard effect, just because you're able to take care of this individual so quickly.
All right, I will throw a knife just to help him subdue quicker because I think the bodies in the middle are going to be an immediate concern.
Nice.
Nailed it! Critical success. Alrighty.
Yeah.
You hurl your knife with utmost speed across the room, instantly dispatching this cultist.
Maybe you hit him right in the what's it called? The hip, which is super painful.
Yeah, let's go for that. Let's go for the hip.
All right, as you strike this
Hip
individual,
joint.
they instantly drop their weapon, going to shout in pain before they can make too much more noise and call allies. You can hear somewhat of a kerfuffle happening outside, but you do know that there are enough spirit wardens to handle that, so you don't need to worry about that at all. As I said, body's twitching. The spirit warden in front of this individual kind of gives you a quick, as he slams the guy against the wall, fully disarming him. And beginning to shackle him up, they give you a quick look at him with a nod, as if to say, good job, thank you. And you're now free to do whatever you want.
So the guy in the middle, he's chanting low and quiet. You said his hands are on the thingamajig?
Correct. He has not moved just yet, and now a few more people have been dispatched. Some of the spirit wardens are now looking at this individual. Like, didn't I say to take him out? Did anyone see him initially or no? So there's a weird pause of like, we all saw him, right?
Why are they so confused? This is alarming. Do I sense any spiritual energy around him? Spiritual, demonic, whatever.
Yes to both.
Yes to both. Do I have a sense that there's like some sort of barrier around him?
Barrier, no, but something was obscuring him.
Wait, but I noticed him?
Yes, you did.
You can see through magical bullshit.
All right. Since they're confused, apparently, and I'm not, I'm go get him. I'm just gonna run in and can I flying kick his chest?
As you get closer, time seems to ever so slightly stop. Just a smidgen.
Oh dear.
And you can see an outline, not around his body, but hovering just behind him. And an almost indescribable figure is hovering over this man as he's holding onto this crystal and chanting. You couldn't see it from afar, but now that you're within like 2-3 feet of it, you can perfectly see whatever this thing is. It's almost impossible to describe besides being covered in hair. It's got far too many eyes, and its orifices, nothing makes any sense. But now that
sounds demonic.
Now that you're this close, you can hear a whispering, a very distinct whispering. And it's saying, "No one can see you. You're not here. There is no one. You're invisible." Just over and over and over, just, "You're not here. You're not here. No one can see you."
And the creature is saying this?
It's like whispering it to him. Yeah, it's like whispering to him in his ear. And apparently that made it true, as nobody saw him until, for whatever reason, they just suddenly recognized him. Maybe the chanting stopped for a second because you guys distracted him. But obviously,
Maybe if you call him out for it, he'll get distracted, and it drops entirely.
obviously this is a lie, though, Kim. He is here. He's not invisible. And you can see through lies, can't you?
Oh yeah! I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, you can also understand his whispering.
Also true.
It's a twofer.
Okay, so you said time slowed down. Am I still moving forward, or have I slowed down to stop?
You very much can continue moving forward, but now that you've recognized this thing around him, it doesn't turn to recognize you, but like its hair shakes, almost as if it recognizes a presence close by that is threatening it. And you know that it knows you're there. It hasn't turned to look at you, though. So this slowing is basically giving you a chance to react in the way that you see most fit.
Okay, it's still more important to probably stop the chanting because he's just telling the guy that he's invisible. So there should still be magic running around the room, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna keep the kick going.
All right,
The
you're
flying crane kick.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I want to detach his hands from the crystal and knock him back and potentially shackle him if it's possible.
all right. What are you rolling?
Shit, it's a kick. No, this is a specialized, skilled only kick that only Kim can do with Banette.
Kim kick?
It has like, 3 backflips and a twirl in it.
Yes, there's definitely a spin.
Sounds good to me.
Wait, do I want to push myself and do something superhuman?
Why take an ability if you don't use it?
So let me open with this. You're going to have limited effect and currently only risky.
Okay, so are you telling me that even if I do something superhuman, the limited's going to cancel it out?
No, when you push yourself, you can either add a die or go from limited to standard.
All right, I will push myself to increase the effect.
Okay. And what is this superhuman thing that you're doing?
The superhuman thing I'm doing, I want to kick him in a way that's easier to immediately tie him up.
Okay. So I wouldn't normally do this, but let me go in and throw a clock down here. Go ahead and roll that. I'm going to say, specifically because of your superhumanness, the reason why this is limited, at least baseline, is because when you go to kick, this demon around him is going to stop you. It's going to like slap out and try blocking you. You're trying to get around the demon, not kick him. He's completely, technically undefended besides this thing that nobody can see except for you, now that you're close enough. So,
Okay, that's fair.
yeah, your limited effect is only obviously 1 pip. You're raising it to standard, but because your extra feat is doing something superhuman, I'm actually going to increase it to great. So go ahead and roll great risky. Excellent. That will be 3 whole pips as you basically dive into like knock him off balance.
Yeah, and into a better position to immediately, like I said, shackle him up.
Alrighty, and as you do this, the demon instantly recognizes you, puts up a hand, and he goes to catch your foot, but you're able to kick back too quickly, and he doesn't grab you. But you get this look as this like almost waterfall of eyes just pouring down this thing's face and slopping onto the floor, gazes by your general direction, and he wants you gone.
Oh dear.
Good luck.
Do you alert your allies to this issue in the middle of the room? The bodies are shuddering, and you can see their ghosts are letting go, and they are being pulled. I guess the one that might have died off to the side, the one that died in the hallway, that is, and any other here where their ghosts have not just let go are doing so now, and their ghosts are being pulled into this crystal.
Okay, so the ghosts are going into the crystal, but the demon is still in the middle of the room.
Correct. It seems as if it already had gathered some lives, and now it's just kind of sucking up the last few.
Okay, the men around me, just like a real quick second glance, I don't know, I guess at the ones nearby, am I aware if they can see the demon or not?
You know that you would have to alert them to this. There are people coming towards you, but as the bodies are shaking, they're seeing that. So they're seeing the immediate issue of shaking bodies and cultists as a problem right now. The man in the middle, it's almost like every time they look away from him, he's gone. So you saw one of the spirit warrens walking toward this body, and then he got distracted for a second, looked back, and you could see of just like his body language is, oh, there's nothing there, and he walks somewhere else. So it's almost like if they break eye contact, or if they like mentally know there's nothing there, there's actually nothing there, and they'll go do something else. It's very potent.
I dare say they actually needed me here.
Oh,
What are the chances of that? I will call out demon in the middle, making the main guy invisible.
As you shout this out, you get a few more looks and kind of like oh, there was something there, wasn't there? And you can tell most of them have like their ghost capturing equipment, and they're trying to wrangle the ghosts into spirit bottles and do what they can. And they're mostly successful. They're getting what they can. Yes, they're being pulled out, but if you can kind of, intercept, you're pretty set. 2 spirit warrens walk up to you as all the others are trying their absolute best to stop whatever this ritual is. And they're succeeding. They're doing a fantastic job, actually. All the cultists have been taken care of. All their weapons are thrown off to the side. None of them have died, so they're all down. And 2 walk up to you, kind of giving you a look of like, where? What are you talking about? And they almost trip over this dude as suddenly they stop like a foot from him, and they kind of lean back a bit. Their body language basically just tells you they see the dude and maybe an outline of what's around him. But you know, Kim, the longer you stared at this thing, the more it's showing, and, well, the more it's starting to unsettle and make it more difficult to actually engage with it. So you know you need to take this thing out immediately. You do not want this thing to completely reveal its form to you.
Do I have any demon equipment on me?
In its current form, you can physically interact with it because it's attached to this guy. Receiving help from them, because they probably have something on them, you should be able to fix this situation. So you may not have something, but one of them probably do.
You do have your ghost voice. You can, like, I don't know, try to disrupt his whispering, maybe.
Question, how common is ghost voice?
Fairly common with people of your training.
People of criminal only training or people in general? And would the spirit wardens want someone with the ghost voice?
Yeah.
Makes it easier to catch ghosts.
Right, yeah. That's a common skill some of them would have.
All right. Am I trying to grab this thing's attention before he disappears, or?
He's basically whispering like you are invisible, nobody can see you. Like you could try to counteract that somehow with your ghost voice.
This clock here is effectively the demon's defense of this individual. It's primarily focused on gathering these souls. Well, it can, of course. If you can distract it via voice or via physically just like keeping it away from the guy, they'll be able to see it easier. And the more people that do this, because he shouldn't be seen at all, it'll be much easier.
All right. I want to pull out another knife, and I don't know if I want to actually attack the demon. I do want to start, maybe not insult the demon, but not be nice to it. Like, hey, your invisibility isn't working. Wow, you're really bad at this.
Alrighty. What would you like to roll for that?
Try to persuade the demon that yes, we can see you.
Yes.
We'll say that that's limited effect. And with the assistance of your allies here, I'll bring it up to standard. And since you're not physically engaging, it'll still be risky, not desperate. Remember, you can always trade positions for effect.
You want me to trade position for effect?
Do you want to have extra experience?
Yeah, standard is 2
Yeah,
pips.
resolve.
Great is 3 pips. So if you succeed in this next roll, which, remember, a success is a 4 or higher, you got him.
What happens if I fail again in a desperate position?
Basically, whatever happens, happens. Currently, the demon is looking at you. It might lash out against you. It might shout something at you. It might do something to harm you. You're not sure, but you are instigating this thing 1v1.
I think that's okay. If they can see it, they'll be able to help.
Correct, yeah.
I'll go ahead and swap.
So that will put you as great desperate.
You can also mark experience.
Indeed. So go ahead and mark experience there. So you shout your defiance to this demon, and the consequence will be it is going to shout back at you. It's going to look at you, Kim, with this like just pouring these viscous eyes that are just like squishing and blorbing out of these. You don't even know where it's coming from. There's no holes where they're flowing out of. It's almost like they're coming through like a pocket in space, but this makes no sense to Kim. The more you look at this thing, the more it's almost impossible to look away from, and the more confusing its physiology becomes to you. So it is going to speak a word that you literally cannot comprehend, and it's directly aimed at you, Kim. So this is going to be a level 3 harm that you can resist with resolve if you wish. Not bad. Suffer only 1 stress. Knock that down to a level 2 harm. We'll just call it Cold Soul. As you feel this word just go through your body, and everything about you just feels gross and mealy and oily for a second. Nothing feels right. The room feels flipped. And you can tell when it shouts this word, although it was not directed at them, the Spirit Wardens, the 2 that are assisting you, they have their various, ghost and demonic tools out, as you did say, there's a demon here. And y'all are going to finish this boy off. You distract him for long enough that the other 2 are able to move in. While it does try to swing out at the left one, the right one sort of dives for the dude on the crystal and actually knocks him over. And as he does, his hands part from this black crystal, and you see this demonic entity just strip, almost as if you're like pulling like a warm, wet putty off of something. Much like Venom being like torn off Spider-Man, that effect of like it wants to stay, and it's like sticky and wet. It's like it sounds absolutely repulsive to those that are close enough to hear it. But this thing is torn off him, and it kind of just moves up toward the ceiling and it just evaporates into nothing. You have no idea where it went. It's just gone. And this feeling somewhat dies down a bit, Kim, as you're able to refocus, and you can see that one of them is kind of like, where's the demon? Like, do I still need to like grab it or catch it or shit? And he's like looking around for it, and they like look to you, and you're not immediately responding to it, so they kind of take that as like, okay, we got it, I guess. Most of the bodies have stopped shuddering. The cultist is pinned to the floor, and the one that was helping you is now going to contain this crystal.
I'll say it vanished through the ceiling and help with the crystal.
You get a quick nod, and they pull out various devices and such as they shout down the hall. You can see more cultists are being pulled out, and they have something that's similar to like the ghost catcher, except rather than throwing a spirit in here, it's used for containing various artifacts and such. So they move on over. They very carefully, with tools and such, pick up the black crystal, deposit it into this case, close it, and then you see the person walk out.
Take a good mental note of the crystal.
I will, but I don't know if that's something we can steal.
No, I mean, we just want to know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, it's like a job well done. The cultists are being arrested for questioning later, and those that are dead are unfortunately still dead, but there are no ghosts that reside, and they seem to capture a pretty good portion of them.
So what are we in, like, Spirit Warden downtime right now?
Effectively, yeah. Let's roll for their downtime activities.
Nice.
Okay, since I'm a newbie, would a newbie know what that black crystal was?
Not necessarily, but you know, because you've messed with both the Circle of Flame and Deathland Scavengers, that they're very interested in artifacts of this nature. There are pieces, like literal pieces of like demons and kings and long fallen dark rulers that are spread throughout the world. Various artifacts and tools they've left behind to allow us to easier communicate with them, bring them back, give them power and worship that they, of course, deserve. This might be one of those.
So would it be weird if I asked if they knew what the crystal was?
I wouldn't say weird, but I would say it's probably best not to ask, mainly because Kim would have a general idea of what it's supposed to accomplish, but you're not even sure if they know exactly what it is without further testing.
Okay.
Mainly because you don't see anybody else ask. You do hear, though, some of the cultists are like muttering to themselves and they get slapped across the head, and you hear them mention of a group called the Rapturous Chord.
Are there any interrogations going on right now?
Very short and quick, but the cultists don't really seem to wish to speak. More so, how dare you stop us in our ritual to bring back the master?
Do these guys seem like enthralled or anything, or is it just fanatics?
A little bit of both, I'd say. The ones in the room, specifically the ones in the room, Kim, they seem high off of whatever was happening in here. Like they're euphoric. They're sharing in whatever feeling that all the poor had in here. So they're able to answer, but they're very like floaty about it and kind of like, oh, of course, yeah, blah, to the point where they don't even feel like good answers. And even a slap doesn't knock them out of it. But the ones that were outside this room, they seem more so within their own minds. Still crazy cultists, though.
What's the Rapture's Court again? Sorry.
That's the name of this group, most likely.
Can I ask any of them who their master is?
As they look to you, you get a look from one of the spirit wardens. It's like, don't bother, we already asked. And you don't receive any words as an answer, Kim, but you get a very childlike, just gleeful smile from one of them after you ask who the master is. Just filled with infinite childlike joy.
Wow, this master is pretty cool. Can I join?
As you ask that, their eyes light up for a second as you kind of hear one of the spirit ones laugh and shake this guy and then walk him out of the room.
Damn it.
We'll send them in for questioning later. I wouldn't worry too much about them now. They're mostly useless.
All right. Is there anything else you need from me in the meantime?
General cleanup. Pick up what you can. Make sure this place is completely wiped clean. But other than that, looks like a job well done.
Thank you, sir. I'll get right on the cleaning.
Good job on catching that fire, by the way. That could have gotten out of control really quickly.
I'm always prepared for quick thinking, sir.
Quick nod, and you are dismissed.
All right, so I will go help clean. Is there any spirit bottles I can nick on my way out, or some maybe cultist paraphernalia that might be hidden away in corners?
Yes, if you wish. That sounds very much like a prowl roll. You're more than welcome to do so.
Okay, give me 2 seconds.
1, 2.
Shush you.
No. What precisely are we looking for, Kim?
More hints as to who the cultists were / served, because obviously I'm not going to know any of the info from the interrogations, since I'm not a real spirit warden.
All right. We'll say you're able to nick a knife, and you can tuck that away pretty easily. It's one of the cultist knife. It has a very unique look to it. Caught your eye. Maybe we'll poke with it later. Another thing you happen to catch, this isn't like an official note or anything that's like too important, but it was left out in the open, Kim. It seems to be someone's diary that they meant to hide. In fact, there was like a pen next to it, and they were scribbling in it while they were dragged out of this room, and
I'm definitely nicking that.
The journal itself was knocked off the table and under some clothes. And as you're kind of moving around to do your standard cleanup, your foot bumped it. And you see there was a pen kind of wedged in it. It dropped closed, and opening it, just looks like a regular journal. So you're able to grab this pretty quickly. You have a journal and a knife that you're able to nick.
Are there any miscellaneous spirit bottles that I can nick too?
Not from these cultists, no. They didn't need them.
Okay.
Other than that, as long as you kind of sneak out, you're free to do so.
Yep. When it seems most natural, I will walk out whichever door seems unguarded.
Taking your time, Desmond and Ogre, as you guys are kind of keeping look, you see spirit wardens kind of heading on their way out, and they're doing their absolute best to load these people into a carriage as to not call too much attention to themselves. You see a few crows floating above head, and you kind of see one of the spirit wardens looking to the left, looking to the right, and then kind of like taking an opposite route from the other ones. This is Kim, by the way.
I feared. Or
It's
just
sad that my first reaction was I want to shoot him.
Yes!
Do it. No, I would probably just start retreating, basically. Kim knows her way back.
Indeed.
Alrighty, meet back at the base.
If anything, if Desmond is paranoid enough, he'll stick around for a second and shadow what he assumes is Kim to make sure that she isn't getting followed.
Oh, that's probably a good idea.
Alrighty, and keeping a good eye out, you notice that Kim's able to sneak away pretty well and switch from uniform to uniform. You notice that she was not followed, and you guys are seemingly free to do what you wish next.
All right, I'll head back to the base and start reading the journal and show off the knife.
Through this journal, very scattered thoughts. No detailed information on precisely what they were doing, but you can get a really solid idea. When I say precisely, I mean the metrics to how these rituals work. But you know what they were trying to do. They are effectively trying to gather up as many people as they can, and they figured taunting people with food was a pretty decent way to go about this, which is why they were preying on the poor, people that seemed down and out. And yes, indeed, this cult was like, hey, you want to feel like you belong in a group and blah, blah, blah. And this person that was writing, it seems they kind of helped come up with this idea. And he's like, I don't know how well it's going to work, but, people like to feel like they belong, so maybe it'll work, ? And then, a few days later, it's like, oh, cool, it did work. Who'd have thought free food would take stupid people or blah 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 and bring them on in here. Like people are so dumb.
That tells me the writer of this was someone higher status.
Higher, but not the highest. They actually lament this, and they seem somewhat annoyed that they don't know exactly how the rituals work, even though they helped so much. Gurbly, 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 angry, angry.
So the leader is probably higher status, right?
Most likely, yes. And you can tell that this location is one of various branches, but currently the most prosperous one. The other ones are mostly trying to stay quiet, and they're trying to spread the word as much as possible. But this one particular base was by far the biggest one, by a lot. If anything, there's only one or two more, and they're much smaller.
Does it notate where these other bases are?
No, it specifically says they are going to be kept secret and moved frequently if need be. This one maybe got too big of a head in their shoulders, and they didn't shamboozle from location A to location B fast enough, and oops, they got caught. But basically, it looks like their intent is just to sacrifice, well, to take a step back a bit. They don't necessarily want to sacrifice. What they want to do is they want to get people caught up in joy, just infinite exultation, happiness, just consuming food, consuming each other, and, well, they decided to prey.
Rather demonic.
Yeah, they decided to prey on those that were very, very down and out because their happiness was so much more potent. And they were hoping not necessarily to kill these people, but to transform them and bring them closer to their god. Any that weren't able to make it were absorbed into that crystal, which is why their ghosts were technically released, but they literally went from body straight to that thing in order to help bridge the gap and bring their god back. So basically, party, 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 make people as happy as possible, use that energy for darkness.
Evil.
Evil!
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to pull out a stack of books, and I'm going to give one to Ogre and one to Kim, and we're going to catalog and see if we can find the dagger. It's like art books, basically. And I'm going to roll study for that, and they can assist me.
Sure.
Because I want stress.
Oh, okay.
One stress.
You're welcome.
That's 2
There you go,
stress.
have
Thank you.
another.
Wow.
It's 3 stress, apparently. We can't find anything.
2, 2, and 3. Yep. You guys are
Actually,
unable to find.
Do I get stress for my own, or is it
Yes.
only for the ones helping?
I think it says for every failure.
Time to ask Amancio.
Yes. Yeah, that's the plan. I give up
We
and I
find
just ask
nothing.
Amancio.
All right, yeah, you guys do indeed spend some time looking through books. Probably a little too much time. Ogre, how are you with studying?
I mean, I would just be looking through the book and then probably get bored and, oh god,
Start playing with the knife.
maybe.
All right, so Ogre failed because she gave up. Kim failed because I just literally couldn't find anything.
Fair enough. And then you guys go to ask Amancio?
Yeah.
Alrighty. It'll take him a day or so to pinpoint this, but he thinks he knows. Him being the guy that he is and working with you guys as frequently as he does, he sees a lot of things come through here, and it's not too strange. Not that we deal with the arcane too much, but it's not too weird to see various cultist type items. You guys probably tell him about that crystal as well.
Yes, and his connections are probably getting pretty fancy and like tree branching out, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, he's literally using our business and our name to, spread himself as well.
Yeah, he lets you guys know that, that's some bad juju. You don't want to mess with that, obviously. It's probably for the best, like legitimately for all of Duskfall that they were able to take that away. There are some types of power we just shouldn't have access to, that being one of them. We really shouldn't be messing with demons, no matter how tempting and taunting they may be. No matter how much promise they power you, it's best not to really mess with them, form any promises, help them, things of that nature. Just probably don't mess with that. But so he'll definitely look into this. And
Yeah, but it's not over.
Oh, of course.
Specifically, we want to know a name, if he can find one. Like, what demon does it belong to, or what group, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. He'll 100% look into that. While he is there anything you guys are messing with in the meantime?
If anything, I would at least give the lady from the Lady Pendrin updates on the situation. Keep an eye on, or have you heard of this and this group?
All right, well, she greatly appreciates that. So good job in kind of quelling whatever was going on there. As mentioned before, there probably are a few more of these farting about, but you guys discovered, obviously, if they were burning these bodies in particular, that's some nasty shit that was going into the river. It's not just human bodies. There's all this like cross-contamination as well with the spiritual forest that's also being melted down. So that is probably what was bothering the boy that went to contact you. And on that note,
I was going to say we should probably go back to the river and summon him or something. Unless he comes to us first, that's fine.
I don't think I have a way to like summon him.
I think Kim can, technically.
Oh yeah, probably with ghost voice.
Like if we go to his river and like call out to him, I'm sure he'll appear.
I just assumed he would know when we did it.
I mean, yeah, there'd be no contamination anymore, or less of it anyway.
I mean, it's either or. Either he comes to us first, or we just go to him and say, "Hey, we dealt with something. Tell us if this is it."
I mean, I have a ghost summoning thing, but you know,
Is he not a
ocean
god?
demon thing. I don't know.
I thought it was like a dead god or something.
Definitely not a ghost. Very, very much closer to a demon, from what you guys could gather.
Like if anything, I would want to get closer to like if we have a name of the demon they were trying to summon. I would want to give him that name so he can mess with him, I guess.
Ogre, he gave you an approximate location as to where to meet up in the future, but he most likely visited you in your dreams, just like, you done yet?
No.
Things like that, or like, how are things going?
Great.
Letting him know, like, hey, working on it. It is, for all intents and purposes, not fully taken care of, but this is 100% going to help. And Amancio is able to get back to you guys and let you know that, to his knowledge, these markings look to be the markings of Taraxis, but can't fully place it. Probably Taraxis, though.
And who's Taraxis?
This is Taraxis, Eredor, god of the Burning Legion.
Does he have like
I knew that was coming and I hate it.
I'm sorry.
Does he have like a domain or something?
Yes. Domain of just...
Does Taraxis have any lore?
From what you can tell, just like fires and smoke and partying and just really just letting go and going crazy, going just dog shit wild.
Ah, yes, the demon of exaltation.
Yeah, basically.
All right, next time the river demon comes visit you in your dream, tell him that Taraxis is the issue. I'm sure he'll be able to help out further if that's the case.
Is there any chance
Sure.
the cultists are worshiping multiple gods?
There's a chance of it, but most likely not.
In that case, did Penderin get requests to send food in other locations?
She probably does a lot, just in general.
Yeah.
Well, like large amounts, I guess.
She said this was a catering request. Well, normally when she does catering requests of this nature, it'll be something closer to Mr. Roland Watt, not some burnt out husk of a building, which is why she went, no. So unless they're hiding it.
I guess I could ask her if she can put out some feelers to like associated groups in other districts that she knows that had like similar requests.
Yeah.
We can definitely put out we can basically put out our feelers. I won't start like a long-term project or anything, but I will let you guys know that your group, along with her group and all the other groups we're working with, mainly because the Deathland Scavengers, they're doing their own thing, but they can trinkle information over to the wardens. With all y'all working together and keeping an eye out, we know meta information that it's not completely quelled, as that will be rather difficult. This place is huge, but it is a hard stopper has been put on it. Hard stopper. This won't be coming up again for like a while. You guys nipped it in the bud. Kim going in like you did further solidified this stoppage. So good job.
So
Stoppage.
Yeah.
you're telling me not to worry about the other two smaller locations.
Correct. If there are smaller locations, they either move somewhere else or they're going to keep low for long enough that it's not going to matter too much to us. There are so many cults in Duskfall to the point where like stomping at these guys is a drop in the bucket at this point. You guys destroyed presumably their main base. That crystal, that shit's rare. There's no way the other two have the same thing. So they either passing it around or this was a test location and losing their primary focus, losing their primary like
Stomping ground?
Yeah, stomping ground, and oh man, the words are right in my tongue, and it just doesn't want to fall off. It's just stuck in my mouth, and I want to puke this word out. I don't want it in my mouth anymore. Functional worship item, basically. My brain is not working. But now that that thing's gone, they're
Relic?
yeah, effectively, like their relic worship item. They're hosed, effectively.
Their artifact.
Yes, indeed. So we know that they're mostly quelled. And with that, Ogre, would you go to meet the boy, or do you want to wait for him to come to you? Or Gauze?
I mean, if he's just showing up in my dreams, I'll just wait for him. I got other stuff to do. I got things to make.
Excellent. Then we can indeed say, as our whole group is hearing about this, and you guys are waiting for various updates from Amancio, and you're waiting for, has this been taken care of? We gotta wait. We gotta be careful, because if you poke too much, they're gonna get a little suspicious of like, why do you want to know all this information? Like, you already asked. Like, you don't need to know these kind of specifics. Mr. Ogre, you're having a fairly pleasant dream. What would be a pleasant dream for Ogre?
Eating a nice bowl of rat soup
Excellent.
next to a fire back in the Deathlands.
That sounds so comfortable.
Perfectly normal.
Perfectly normal.
Not as you're chugging along over a rail as a ghost train.
I mean, maybe eventually.
One step at a time. After you wake, you're not met with the face of this creature, but he's standing awkwardly close to you, just kind of waiting next to your bed, tinkering with whatever you left on your nightstand.
No, my nightstand.
And as he hears you rustle, kind of puts a hand out and goes,
Apologies, Ogre. I see you've woken. Been waiting for you.
Uh-huh. You could have just, like, I don't know, said something. You didn't have to sit there and wait.
You seem to be enjoying yourself. I didn't want to interrupt you.
I guess that's nice. Thanks.
his pearly whites reveal themselves as he quickly closes his mouth and then says,
I assume the issue has been taken care of.
For now, there's a chance that they come back, and if they do, then deal with them again. But
Good.
it should be a long time until anything is a problem.
Excellent. I was placed in a disadvantageous position, unfortunately. But with this being gone, I can handle your problem for you if you wish.
Sure. I'll take that.
Excellent. We don't exactly see things on the same page to begin with, so it'll be fun.
Perfect.
Until then.
Well, it was nice seeing you again.
it gives you a very odd bow, as its body structure isn't really capable of a bow, but it sort of like mimics what one would possibly look like, and still keeping its figure mostly concealed behind various things. Your nightstand, it pulled like at a really awkward angle in front of
No.
your bed, and it was kind of like half hiding behind it. And if you had anything on the table, it was like half of its face was definitely behind it. It's left less goop everywhere, which is good. You can tell the coral that was growing on its face and the various like scales and such. It doesn't look quite so dilapidated. It's still leaking as it should be, but it's more of it's a good leak rather than that like kind of chunky looking leak. So his flow,
A good leak.
yeah, his flow is pure now. He's doing real good. But he does still leave behind somewhat of a mess as he bids you adieu, ogre, and kind of slinks around the corner into the shadows.
Thanks, I hate it. I'm still terrified of that thing.
I mean, he probably should be.
And with that, you guys know the demon body snatcher thing that was following all of you, but primarily trying to kill Ogre, the one that was using Corin's body, should be taken care of eventually.
And then would share this entire story with Rixa
Excellent.
with afternoon tea.
But of course, Richter does love his afternoon tea.
Yes.
All right, so knowing that is taken care of, side question for Kim. Are all of your knives labeled TikTok?
I was wondering if you were going to ask that. I was wondering how I was going to answer.
I feel like they probably are, knowing Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I probably would have left them as it. I probably, yes, I think I would have had at least one or two and probably thrown that exact one into some guy's hip.
Okay, just checking.
We're dead. You've killed us.
Oh.
I think it fits Kim. I'm sorry.
Well, you do know this not to be a
it's fine.
horrible problem.
I mean, I will say, I think leaving knives willy-nilly would have been a problem. So I'm sure I would have had some unmarked knives. But I think I probably would have one or two with my name on it.
Well, if that one in particular was labeled, they'll definitely spread your rep a wee bit.
I'm okay with that.
Alrighty.
It'll probably have the spirit wardens wondering, like, WTF.
And yeah, what are the spirit ones going to do about it?
How did we not know? Who is she?
They're pretty well connected, so they're definitely going to have their questions.
I mean, at this point, we have a rep at least, so, in the Blue Cross, you probably have a file. Do you want
That
me to
is
ask
true.
Jeremy to take a peek, see what they have on you?
They know everything.
I'd be curious.
If it's just TikTok, they'll probably know, like, a nickname and, like, an assumed involvement in certain things. And, like, an alias called the Dick Cutter or something.
No.
The Sausage Slayer.
Sausage Slayer.
I hate
we,
this.
Wrangler? Wait, what?
No.
Is it the
Stop.
Wiener Wrangler?
I hate it here.
The Dong Decimator.
No.
I need to write these down.
The
Please
Peter
don't.
Piercer.
No. Why does it get worse?
It has to be alliteration too, or else it doesn't count.
The wheelie whacker.
Yeah, you go. Are you typing these out? You're a monster. The second you said that, I heard her just rapidly typing.
Also, I would probably be asking Jeremy to like look up on us or on our nicknames every once in a while anyway.
I'd say he's probably doing his best to make sure the wrong information doesn't get around, but he's not trying to hide it to the point where it'd be suspicious. It's very much like they're doing their thing, but like, who's not a criminal in Discworld? Let's be honest.
I mean,
They're
it's not like he does it for me alone. He has like contacts.
Yeah, of course. Trying to keep the right people in the right spotlight. Because the thing is, you guys aren't doing irreparable harm to Duskwall. Obviously, we're doing some bad things, but yeah, not yet.
I mean, prison break, killing bluecoats.
Yeah, I mean, in their eyes, that's pretty bad, but bluecoats suck ass, so that's fine. In general, that whole situation, he's trying to more so point them at people like the bellhooks, even though they're kind of gone. There are still various groups that are just as brutal, and people that are. I mean, you guys are trying to help the general public, so that's something that most people aren't trying to do.
That's the guys we're doing.
Yeah, but you are literally helping people. So even if it's just trying to make yourselves look better and making a fake corporation or organization, you're still literally helping people. So there is.
I was also very useful during that mission, so they can't exactly get too angry.
Right? They're like conflicted. They're like, what, was she the one that started the fire?
Maybe
and
that's the point. Maybe they want to kidnap you and make you one of theirs.
Yeah. If anything, I would say the information that comes back to you guys is they're more, they're less angry that, it's complicated. They're frustrated that someone was able to sneak in, but they're more frustrated that like, no, her outfit was legit. Who let that go?
Oh, the poor newbie.
Yeah. So like, they're more so looking at that, like, sometimes people sneak in and sneak out, but why was it possible is the question.
It's fine. I mean, I rolled a critical success for that, didn't I?
Yeah, you nailed it. So
yeah.
So there's no way they can trace it back to anything or anyone.
Right. So if anything, maybe you guys did get it, but you didn't steal it. Someone else did, and y'all happen to come across it. So you won't get the blame.
Someone else is screwed.
Someone else is screwed, yeah. Or if they're trying
Just fell into my lap. How weird.
That or someone's trying to pin it on you guys. Who knows? TikTok does leave her knives everywhere, doesn't she?
No. Okay, yeah.
I mean, you kind of do.
Desmond might be selling a few in the shop now.
Oh my god, the collectible TikTok knives.
Basically.
Actually, I will say with all the knives I've left laying around, it's probably possible to frame me for something.
Yeah, probably. In fact,
I mean, I'm sure the church is still trying to find you because at this point they've probably found your knife.
I would hope so. Otherwise, the maids are doing very bad jobs.
That might be part of why Miro is so easily able to do her thing.
God damn it.
Have we been keeping track of where in Duskfall specifically we've been leaving knives? Like, is there a way to extrapolate where we reside?
We've been leaving knives everywhere.
That and...
Well, not more so in specific areas, right?
Right. And even if you were, the key tenet to your guys' crew is that you're shadows. You stick to the shadows. People can't track you back. They'll know you did it, but they won't know where you guys
They
operate.
can track us back, I think, but they need to get through our hidden thingy, I think.
Right, yeah. So while it is possible, you're gonna have to piss off someone that's smarter than the billhooks, and you guys are smart enough to not do that. You're making friends with all the right people, so you're doing a really good job there. Like, your guys' core tenet is to not let your main base be seen.
And soon enough, our main base will be literally moving.
Indeed.
Speaking of which, we still need to get our hands on a bunch of carts, so that's going to be my next long-term project, probably.
I can build those.
You can build the trains, but not the carts.
Do we trust Ogre's decorating abilities?
What do you mean?
We leave that to Amancio in his capable hands.
Some friends you guys
actually,
are.
we need to be, we need to have different styles. Like, we need to have a food cart, and we need to have a third-rate Shambler class style for the working class people. We need to have, like, one with literal lounge chairs.
Yes.
For the rich people. What's his face probably wants his very own unique cart.
Yeah, probably.
It's like bright purple.
Checkered stripes everywhere.
I'm thinking polka dot, actually.
I mean, a little bit of everything.
Oh, it clashes so hard, but he loves it for some reason.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's like polka dot carpet and striped walls, and then there's a zebra couch. Oh, just thinking about it hurts.
I love it.
Psychic damage upon entering the room.
Yes, and it has like in golden calligraphed letters on the side, Roland Watt.
Roland, what the hell were you thinking when you designed this room?
Yeah, but you don't see that. It's on the other cards.
Yeah.
It cuts out as Roland Watt.
Alrighty, with this issue being essentially resolved, so if there's something small you guys want to like start on or work on or anything we want to like wrap up as we're getting closer and closer to everything kind of working the way we want it to. We're definitely getting there.
I either want to do something quick to get more
Just
info
like-
on Mira, or is there something we can do to counteract the rumors she's spreading?
We did send our informants to find out information on Mira, so you could like catch up on that and see if they found something we can use and track it down ourselves, I guess.
Essentially, what you're able to glean from your group that was trying to poke with the Mira issue. So she has a small group of folk. She's not really associated with any like particular crew. If anything, she's probably either going to like start her own, or she's going to try to keep clear of that and not live a clean life, but try to keep out of obvious trouble. If that makes any sense. She and her folk, partially, she legitimately believes Kim is a snake, and she does not want, besides just being petty and seeing that you're trying to do something, you can tell from your guys' crew when they were able to talk with like her people and speak with people that Mira spoke with. It said no, she seemed very genuine, and because the people were already so angry and just confused and kind of fed up, she brought up the fact that, you know, things have happened before in Char Hollow and they didn't work out so well, did they? Like, did you know that Kim and all them are actually rich? She actually went to the school, go ask these people. She actually has a ton of money. She's just slumming with people to use you guys. So a lot of that was she's taking a lot of like half truths and twisting them because they have no way of knowing how long you went to school for Kim. They have no way of knowing the extent of Desmond's business or how much money you're actually making through this or anything of that nature. They don't know where you guys actually stay. So she's taking a lot of surface level shit and then twisting it and digging it to make it look way worse than it actually is. Did you know they went to a party with Roland Watt? Do you even know who that guy is? Do you know that, you know, he's actually going to try taking over Char Hollow? So she's freaking people out in this way. And you know that kind of just calming down nerves and such will help.
Didn't we do a good job at warming people in Char Hollow up to Roland Watt?
You did, but long-term hate is really hard to stamp out.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Remember, this isn't a lot of people. It's a worrying amount of people, but not a lot. More people are on your side, but hate is loud, no matter how small it is. I mean, at the end of the day, there will probably be some people that will never trust you just because they don't want to trust anyone. It's not personal. It's just, well, I heard blah, blah, blah. And I don't want to do any research myself or talk to anybody. I just want to believe what I heard and live in my hole. They're like, hey, good job. Have fun with that.
Is there an area that was on our side and suddenly isn't? Can we do, I don't know, like a special food or help them building a house or something stupid like that?
If you guys want to, like right now, as our pre-downtime, if you guys want to do something for Char Hollow or for the people, now's a great time to do that, and we can just add that, whether it requires a roll or something, preferably something with a roll so I can add to the mirror problem. The thing is, it doesn't be a skill. It can just be us rolling our tier, helping build, helping like bring stuff in, any of that works.
Are there any little kids that I could, I don't know, help somehow?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of kids. Like, do you mean entertain or help?
How easy is it to find places for like abandoned kids to belong?
Are you looking for abandoned kids? Or are you looking for like a
This is
home for
possible.
them?
There's probably like an orphanage on every corner of the street.
Because that's relatively common. A lot of kids say, screw that, I'll live on my own. So there's a whole bunch of like, you know, small groups of kids going around just trying to make it on their own. A lot of kids don't trust the adults.
That makes you want to start an orphanage, damn it.
And we have the money.
You do?
We can make an orphanage card, Meals on Wheels. Actually, we're already making a Meals on Wheels. A
Indeed.
mobile library.
Orphanage cart.
The orphanage card.
You know what? I like that plan.
What, the
I-
orphanage cart?
No, just an orphanage in general. But they gave me an idea. Can I teach some kids in the street how to read? Would any of them be interested?
On a whole, no. They call you a nerd, but some yes.
I'll teach them.
Okay. Honestly, if each of you want to individually help with something, that works too. Ogre, what would you help with? Could be literally anything. Doesn't even have to be kids.
I mean, these people are trying to like work, and we're trying to give them jobs. So I could like teach them general like tinkering and stuff.
You're really good with that, sure. Desmond, how about you?
You know what? I'm going to give free legal advice.
Okay, honestly, yeah, that's helpful. That's definitely helpful. So we can have each of you roll just regular, standard, risky. Starting with Desmond, and we'll just go through each of you. So Desmond, go ahead and roll.
Just consort, I guess.
Yeah, just roll consort. Oh my god,
Okay.
critical success. Okay. Kim, roll yours.
Apparently, a lot of people in Char Hollow had legal issues.
Not surprising.
Would Sway be good for teaching?
You persuade them to, learning is fun, yay.
Another success. Honestly, I kind of see consort and sway being like the same thing. They're a little too similar in my eyes.
Yeah. I can see the difference. Like, sway is like persuading someone, and consort is more I'm telling you the facts, period.
The
It's
ogre,
more smoothie, basically.
very much so, yeah.
Can I push myself on these?
You very much can.
Sure, I'll
Do you,
push
do you
myself.
want to give you a free assist? I still
I
have
mean, if
2.
you want to. I was just
Sure.
doing it so I could get a little bit more stress.
I mean, sure.
Plus 2 dice. Nice.
Hell yeah, brother.
It's a critical partial success.
And,
Yeah.
Alrighty, I'll take the best out of all those results, and I'll add 3 pips to that. So I'll say all of
out.
you working together.
Turns out Ogre's classes is a bit too advanced for people.
Maybe your initial approach, Ogre, to teaching them was like, you just jumped right into it too much, and you realize that you're losing people, and you kind of had to slow down a wee bit. Each of you were able to help a pretty good amount of folk. And in your way of teaching, and because you have a lot of people still on your side, while some folk did walk away, and some people were like, it's them. You had enough people like, yeah, shut up. Like, they've have you seen them do anything wrong? And they're like, well, no. It's like, okay, then zip it. It's like, all right, fine. So with that, you guys are getting a little closer to these people and definitely 100% actually helping. I mean, we definitely know that while some of the work will be temporary, funded through Roll and whatnot, we'll need people to help run our trains and whatnot when those are fully up and running. So are you guys spreading the idea of this to kind of planting a seed, or are we keeping it close to our chest for now?
Obviously, yes. Desmond is also being a bit too loud in effect, in like giving examples of like, yes, for instance, Kim used to have troubled past until I helped her, blah 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 blah, and law
Wow.
bullshit.
Actually,
And she completely turned her way. Basically, I'm just trying to spread the seed of, maybe you heard some bad things about her, but she changed.
with you, Ogre, the downside was maybe your initial presentation was a little too loud. I'll
Some
add
explosions.
I'll add 1 heat. As in, like, maybe some of the blue coats were like, what the hell exploded? And you had to like, and then like reposition from A to
What
B.
the hell exploded?
He brought like pyrotechnics to promote his sales.
Love it.
Honestly, yeah.
Perfect. I love it. Excellent. Excellent.
Go to Harper and you see him like, oops, gotta go.
I also want to potentially start spreading word around for a school for all the little turds.
Excellent. Turd school.
Wow.
All about that turd school. Hell yeah.
What I mean is I basically just want to keep teaching kids to read. Like, I don't want this to be a one-time thing.
Alrighty. And like I said, with that, I added 3 pips to clearing our mirror problem. This will only be a singular clock. So once it's full, GG, we nailed it.
Who's Gigi?
That's my other ex.
Oh my.
She's in a different time though.
Yeah, way in the future.
She's
She's my she's my future ex. That's depressing.
I say if what you say is true, you're everyone's future ex as Gigi.
Yes.
Alrighty, so we can just cut to downtime then, having accomplished all those things.
I swear, if I hear a random group of assassins found our headquarters and started asking for commissions, I'm going to be pissed.
We'll add 3 rep because where you went in is rather dangerous. So 2 rep here. I'll ask you, Kim. I almost called you something really weird. I don't even know what it was. My brain just stopped working. I'll give you, because you were really the only one that, got into the business. If you intentionally left, would you have intentionally left more evidence that you're the one that snuck into that whole shebang? And if yes, I'll add 1 more rep, but I'll add 2 heat. Up to you.
If I'd given you a contract, you would have died for doing that. Isn't that fun?
Yes.
Your brain would have exploded.
No, it's only a level 3 harm.
What do you mean by other evidence?
Well, that's what I'm asking you. Like, would you have left something that further incriminated you to give yourself even more rep, which means you guys would have gotten 4 for this session?
As reckless as she is, I don't think that's her. I think it's just the 1 dagger.
Okay. And then we'll do career experience. So execute successful mission. Yes. Know the challenge above current station. Definitely. That was dangerous. Bolster crew reputation. Express goals. Yes, sir. We did all of those things. I'll give you 2 for expressing goals. So we only have 1 heat. Are you guys interested in reducing that or nah? Well, actually, hold up.
If we reduce it, we're only going to
Technically, it's 3 heat.
1 extra gold.
Because
wait, if it's 3 heats, then it's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 is very different from 1 hub.
Yeah. Well, it was 1 from the downside, then 2 from doing something. Let me roll unentanglements first, and you all get. Oops.
That was another 5.
Okay, I'm probably not going to do that one. Probably do rivals. I've gotten too many unquiet deads.
If
Neutral
there's one that gives us more heat, yes.
Well, I think it's more ghosts.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make one an option. Okay, rivals.
Urgas was so happy he spread the word.
I know, right? You should. You need to commission these guys. They're great. A neutral faction throws their weight around. They threaten you, a friend, contact, or one of your vice purveyors. Forfeit 1 rep or 1 coin per tier of the rival, or stand up to them and lose 1 status with them.
I mean, isn't that basically Mira? Makes sense.
So it says a neutral faction. I'm not going to say neutral. I'll just say a faction. So a faction that you guys were smacking heads with, basically.
It's probably more blue hooks because we haven't run into Mirror yet.
Wait,
Man,
Blue Hooks? What's that?
One day you'll get their name right.
Eventually.
Oh no, that the Blue Hooks and the Blue Coats form a new group.
Oh God.
They legally bash your head in.
You mean cut us into pieces with their weird meat hooks?
Yes.
Levers?
Cleavers and meat hooks and other things.
Here, we'll say it's the inspectors. Basically, the blue coats, but they actually do their job, but you can't pay them off. So we'll just lose 1 rep with, with them.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Yes, I know the
Chicken
inspectors.
inspectors?
I wanted to be one of them, maybe, potentially.
Right. So you don't lose 1 rep. You're losing 1 rep with them. We'll get that handled, and then now we can go to downtime actual activities.
Losing 1 rep with them. Oh, that's an issue.
With them specifically. So the thing is, this is more so them just looking into all the different problems. And realistically, this makes sense. They probably would have been poking, not you guys.
They got the word of TikTok being on the scene with the ghost, which is probably an issue for them.
Yes, and this perfectly makes sense. Everything you guys have been doing, they're just they're looking, but they're looking to everybody. They're really busy. Just it's a giant shithole. So
Wait, who have we caught the attention of?
the investigators
The inspectors.
the inspectors are basically blue coats, but they actually do the job. But the blue coats hate them, so they don't work together.
Yes. Basically, everyone hates the inspectors because they do their job. They are not corrupt.
They do their job right.
And the inspectors are extra interested after my joining the Spirit Wardens?
Yeah, they've kind of always been watching you guys in general. Not you guys, but like they're always looking for crime, and there's been a lot of like random shit happening. Maybe they're making connections, but the thing is, this isn't weird to you guys at all. The fact that it maybe took them this long to make a connection is kind of pathetic. But once again, they're busy. This place it's work. It's major work for someone in that field. So it makes sense.
I want to say that Desmond is definitely being paranoid because he does not want to be in their view.
That's
He
perfectly
does
fair.
not want to be seen, so he's going to pay them off, I guess, or pay anyone off that he can to get them off our code.
I believe they're easier to pay off with actual deeds rather than money, because I'm pretty sure the problem is they don't take money.
Yeah, so that's the issue.
Yeah.
What if we returned the Spirit Warden outfit to them?
Oh.
No way, I like it.
I know, but Desmond does not want them on his tail.
Well, you'll have to steal it while I'm asleep then.
Okay.
You sleep? Yes. Your weakness is revealed.
I was about to say, can you prowl past my light sleeping?
I mean, it's my coat. It's mine.
Actually, in that case, just nick it while I'm visiting my boo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't tell anyone. I just give it back without consulting anyone.
That works. I will ask, so let me delete that from our, would you give them anything else that's not money, but money can be turned into a something else? So is there anything else that you would give them as like maybe proof to either pull them off your tail or, oh no, that was a false positive. It wasn't us. It was actually these guys. Would you give them anything along those lines? Because I can neutral them back out.
It would have to be something that was an issue for them they could not get rid of. That we took care of legally to really get them on our side again.
Would they be interested in info?
Yeah, very much so.
Could do that, yes.
Like they'll take info.
In fact, we must know about a couple of corrupt bluecoats that are letting themselves be a bit too obvious.
Would the inspectors know about the deal with the magistrate?
They might be keen on it. If you guys want, one of you can spend one of your downtimes to basically gather this information and send it to them, and I can neutral out their...
I noted that Nancy successfully took care of him, though.
Yes, so I could basically give them good faith by telling them, yes, we gave you that information.
Yeah, if you want to spend one of your downtimes on that, you can kind of gather
I'm not
going to
give them my name. I'm going to give them my alias, basically. But,
of course. All right, excellent. Yeah, well, we'll use that. So they were on your guys' trail, meaning they don't know who you are, but they're on a trail. You giving them this information kind of makes them...
The notes will also say, thank you for lending us this suit, I guess.
They're like partially confused, but mostly grateful. And maybe like, okay, maybe this if this group is willing to assist us, maybe they're not really worth pursuing. Those were probably just rumors anyway, et cetera, et cetera. Let's move on. So I'll put them back to neutral. And then I feel like we should start with you, Kim, because you're both damaged and still have the mirror problem.
Actually, Kim, you should have spent some or created some extra stress with your roll. Because now if I help you de-stress, you might be in danger.
3 is awkward.
Yes. 4 is safe. Basically, if you roll a 6, you'll take overindulging.
I'm not that lucky.
So you say that.
I mean, you have been rolling only successes this entire game.
And now I'm worried.
Not true. There was
Except
a
for one failure, which I wanted, which is a success in my book.
All right, would you like to start with your downtime, Kim, since you have obvious issues?
Doctor first.
Doctor. 2 pips.
Doctor.
Would you like another?
Yes.
Forget to
1,
spend
2,
your gold.
3. All right, that brings Cold Soul tier 2 to tier 1. Yeah, make sure you guys get your 2 pips unless you're full. Your 2 free gold.
Yeah, that's the issue. I have 1 extra. What do I do with it?
You can.
Do I just lose it?
Yeah, you technically lose it. You know what? I know it's awkward.
Would I be able to say, because Ogre and I both have like half an extra one, or 1 extra, can we like both take 1 out of our stash and add 1 to the vault?
If you want for this one instance, when you take 2 Desmond, you can take 1, Ogre can take 1. So that way they don't get wasted.
I mean, if Ogre's fine with that.
I mean, I'll get there. What, just add 1 to the vault?
Yeah, just add 1 to your stash.
I added my 2 earlier, so I'll just get rid of 1.
Okay.
No, that works.
And
Then I'll
then
add mine as well, and I should be maxed. Yay.
rolling for chickens, that gets us 1 money. Rolling for scavenging.
Chickens were getting unruly and accidentally packed some of the eggs.
Angie boys. They were throwing a chicken riot.
Will we actually be getting more chicken because we have a rooster?
Theoretically, yes.
Come on, Hub. Don't skiff off of chickens.
I'm not skimping on chickens. You have more people to feed.
True.
But this is only excess eggs.
Yeah, I mean, once the chickens hatch, we'll have some extra chicks, and the males we have to like sell to a rooster fighting ring, I guess.
A rooster fighting ring. I want to bet on that.
The rooster arena.
I mean, that's what we got our rooster from anyway, from a rooster fighting arena.
Is that what it was?
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
I don't
We
remember
got it from,
anymore. My brain doesn't work.
yeah, we got it from the lady with the gambling den, basically.
Alrighty, that
She
was
had a rooster fighting arena.
2 of your downtimes, Cam. What do you want to use the floating one on?
Do you want to de-stress?
Yes,
you're gonna-
please.
Otherwise, you're gonna take the stress anyway.
Let's de-stress.
Alrighty. Where are we going to this time?
How about an art gallery again?
They do have the best finger foods.
Indeed.
Guess I'll have to invite Jeremy again because he definitely wants to come to that.
Oh, hell
You
yeah.
might be done with your painting by now.
Ooh, yeah. Is he done? Is he done?
Oh, yeah, by this point, definitely.
Oh, it looks so gorgeous.
One of the purveyors comes up and desperately begs us if he can hang it up in like the gallery. It's so good.
I think real hard. Will he pay
This
for
is
it?
quality. Probably.
I mean, they'll definitely
you
pay
could-
for it, but
You could probably also rent it to them instead.
Ooh, renting. Yes. Can I rent it? I'll rent it.
sell him the idea of the painting. He doesn't actually physically own it, but he owns the idea of it. So it's like he knows that technically it says he can't physically touch it, though. And then he can sell the idea to somebody else if they want.
No, we aren't introducing NFTs to Duskfall.
No.
Damn it.
Honestly, it's very in character for Desmond to do that, actually. So he's
No.
yes, he's going to do.
Because it's a pyramid scheme, you're like, oh, I kind of want to.
Yes.
It's cursed.
Well, if I told you that, this is not the only one, actually. There's a few dozen more, or a dozen more or so.
They're all slightly different. Oh, nice.
Yes, they're
This
actually quite rare, and they spread all over Duskfall as far as we
This
know.
one has a nice party hat. Ooh.
Actually, which one is this? Did you ever give a description?
Vaguely, but it was damaged. In its recovered state. If you want to describe it, Kim, you're more than welcome to.
I know that this one had a tattoo, apparently.
I did say that was on my back, right?
I believe so.
I noticed it too, as I studied the painting.
This is a tattoo.
Yeah, I'll do something risque with my back exposed. Maybe like a long backless pretty dress.
Nice.
A very deep cut.
Very deep cut.
Is that your butt? How deep is this?
It's so
Like
deep it's someone
cotton.
else's butt.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my.
It's impressive. Don't ask me how it's possible. Trade secret. All right, 2 of you can go ahead and roll to de-stress.
Yes, they are equal.
Oh, nice. A 6. Actually, no, that's not nice.
It's not?
I don't think I have enough to also de-stress Ogre.
Huh?
I have to reduce this by 4.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
can go on my. It's fine.
I'll be okay. That'd be bad for you, Desmond. You only have 1 stress.
Sure. Are you sure, Ogre?
He's
I'll
only
be fine. I got 4.
he's only
I
rolling
can
1
get some
die.
more stress.
He's only rolling 1 die, to be fair.
Yeah,
Watch
it's
me
true.
roll a 6.
You've
I
done it
mean,
before.
You can't... Yeah, you can go over. Yeah, it's too bad.
It's fine.
No, I'm going to fully de-stress then. Hope you don't overindulge.
The one time you don't come with me, I overindulge.
That sounds very ogre.
Yeah.
All right. Are you going for it, ogre?
Nice. That's perfect.
That's fine. I'll
Excellent.
go down 2.
No, that's perfect, isn't it?
4.
Yeah, that's all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 stress. Perfect.
I saw 2 stress and I'm like, okay, I go down 2.
Yeah, I
That's
kind of
not
wish
as
it.
stress.
I kind of wish it said suffer 2 stress, then under it recover 4 stress, just so it
Yeah.
reminds you of both mechanics.
You have regained
Yeah, it's fine.
Desmond's trust, and he's now going to allow you to go solo every single time.
Oh no. Please, I need you.
All right, ogre, you do have one other downtime. Do you want to use it for anything in particular?
I think I'll just train
That works. Did you want to use one of your downtimes, Desmond, to reduce heat?
I'm gonna have to anyway, so yes.
All right, roll it up. We have 3. I'm pretty sure you'll destroy it. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure you destroyed it. All right, let's go ahead and roll our tier,
I have one more downtime actually, so
which is 2. Before I forget, that's 4 money. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so our gambling then gave us 4 money in the vault.
and I have one more downtime, which I'm going to use to gather train cards. New long-term project.
All righty.
You know, making some deals with the dock workers because they have train cards they don't use. We'll ship your fish to the other side of the dust hole for like, no shipping at all.
That
Ooh,
That's a
sounds
good
cool.
idea.
Yes, you won't
Alright.
have to pay those gondoliers anything. They're in the way anyway, aren't they?
roll to
Always
schmooze.
stalling your ships and stuff like that.
Nice.
And also, because I haven't used my special armor, I can add a +1 effect to that, I believe.
Indeed. So Desmond, you are maxed. Do you want to do one extra? Take 2 out of your stash to do an extra poke at that. You want to poke at the mirror problem?
I am stashed now.
Yeah, since your stash is maxed by default, next session you're not going to get any money.
Yeah,
From your-
yeah.
yeah.
So probably just gonna take one out and, I don't know. What do I want to do?
I mean, you can get lucky with the mirror one and knock it out one shot. So
Sure. You want me to help you with that, Kim?
Sure.
I'll like be a bit more vocal with giving speeches about, people can change. And look at Kim, what I've done to her. Isn't she nice now? Yeah.
Wow.
what a good girl.
Come work for us and I'll give you the same future. I'll give you hope. You can turn out just like her. From a street rat to
A cleaner street rat.
assistant. No. What did I say she was? Like my assistant logistics support or something?
I think so, yeah.
I think consultancy. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I
Whatever.
think so. It was my funny official term.
Desmond acquisitions go. You have a future in this dark world.
Excellent. If you want to throw money at the problem, which you can pull either from yourself or you
Yes.
can pull from the clan, just like 1 pip, it'll be done.
I'll pull the 1 from the vault here.
Okay. I'll take 1 out of the clan's vault, and the mirror problem will be gone. Basically, the 3 of you work together enough to regain the hopes and the hearts of the people of Char Hollow. She'll be
I paid them to help me get the cards we got from the docks.
she'll be farting about in the background, just kind of being annoying, but she is not the same annoyance that she was a few weeks ago.
Maybe we can start, another long-term project to bring her back to our side. Deeply apologize. Prostrate yourself.
I don't know about that, because when God was describing what she'd been telling everyone, I was getting kind of annoyed.
I mean, sure, but you betrayed her. And Desmond
Shush you.
knows what it's like when he gets stabbed in the back.
Literally.
That's different.
Yes. No, but he also knows about it figuratively because of his backstory, but that's a different story.
Ah, I see.
Alrighty, and with that taken care of, let's jump to quick experience. Ogre, going down your usual knowledge, arcane power.
Knowledge, technically.
Yeah.
Teaching people tinkering.
Yeah, knowledge, beliefs, etc.
Kind of.
Did you struggle with paranoia, hauntedness, or anything along those lines?
No, not really.
Okay, go ahead and take 3 experience. Kim, same for you. Deception or influence? Yeah. Beliefs? Yeah. You're maxed off, by the way. And vice and such.
My vice?
Reckless. Free experience.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so 3 plus 1, take the extra 4, and that leaves you at 4.
Hating.
It's actually funny. I was reading people commenting on this game. They're like, I literally, when I make a new character, I try to get reckless instantly because it's just free experience for this game. It's like, yeah, it kind of is. And if you're playing like a more vicious crew, take vicious. It's like, it's built into the game, basically. It's kind of funny. Anyway, challenge or calculation,
At least twice.
at least. Beliefs, etc.
Twice probably when I was, I don't know, describing bullshit to the Char Hollow people.
I would say so. And vice, etc.
The only thing I can think of is when I gave the blue card, the spirit water suit back to the inspectors.
Yes, you lost something due to your paranoia. I would say definitely yes. So that's 4 plus 1, 5.
A lot, actually.
Indeed. I will also say to you.
That's exactly what I need, actually.
So I will say to you, Kim, if you want. I didn't make this rule early on, so I don't want to make it one now. I would prefer it if you didn't have 2-4 skills in a single stat. You can, I don't mind. If you want to move finesse or prowl to like skirmish or wreck, because you've kind of been doing those semi-frequently, you're more than welcome to do so. If you want to move one, you don't have to. I know you've been asking to do those things recently, more frequently. If you want to, I will allow you to.
No.
Okay.
Thanks for that. I
And you're-
figure I'll just train next week to.
You're a,
Bump those up.
you're a college student. You should be having a high points in study, right?
That's why she dropped out. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Ellie.
I'm trying to
came
get some
back.
money. Thank you very much,
I'm kidding.
jerk.
Also, she came back.
Exactly.
Yeah, I came back.
I forgot. We said you're still technically going, right? And just finishing up.
Yeah, I
Okay.
figure I'm still going in my spare time.
Okay.
She just finished up like the long-term project for it, I think.
Effectively, it has
Which was
indeed has indeed been a while. Anyway, with all that situated, we are very close to having our train and everything situated. We are only 4 rep away from being tier 3, which will effectively signify the end because we're going to have our train. Very exciting. If there's any like small things we want to deal with, obviously we're doing train carts. We definitely need that. We've taken care of Mira, taken care of all that stuff. If there's anything you guys can think of that you want either your character to do, or a heist, or someone you want to poke or piss off or help, you can message me in Discord, you can write it down somewhere in the Discord, like in the chat amongst yourselves. Other than that, we're doing solid. It's really weird to see you guys having maxed out money and technically not needing it.
Yeah, we should just spend it all and get like massive upgrades.
I know, right? It's kind of hilarious. But anyway, with everything quickly headed towards final destination, we'll go ahead and pause there, and reconvene next week for more Blades in the Dark action.